name is Kevin Fernandez, and welcome to my channel, Gamers Genie. Today, we're going to learn how to play the medieval city building game, Citadels. This 2 to 8 player game designed by Bruno Fiodutti and published by Fantasy Flight Games. In this game, you are building your own city, but also your opponents are in neighboring kingdoms. Will you be able to build your city the strongest, or will you be assassinated, robbed from, and even be attacked by vicious warlords and have your city crumble? Find out as we go to the table and learn how to play Citadels. To prepare your Citadels game, just follow the steps that I mentioned now. If you are playing with the version that does have the Dark City expansion, be sure to remove anybody that has the little white star up here in the top left corner before starting to play the game. Then shuffle the 8 remaining character cards to form a deck. This is called the character deck. Shuffle the remaining district cards in the deck. Oh wait, I can actually just do my shuffle because I learned a cool new Genie. I just learned a new magic trick as the Genie. I can just speed this up now. Each player is then dealt a random district card from the district deck. Like so. Each player receives 2 gold coins from the bank, and we're going to put the bank right here. And the oldest player receives the crown. And that completes the setup. Citadels is played over a series of rounds. Each round has 4 steps. First, draw 1 random card from the character deck, like so, and set it face down in the center of the table without looking at it. This card will not be used this round. Draw a second set of cards from the character deck and set them face up in the middle of the table. The number of such face-up cards depends on the number of players, which I'll put up as a demonstration in the video. These face-up cards will not be used. These face-up cards will not be used this round. If you draw the king character card to be face-up, immediately replace it with another random card from the character deck. Then shuffle the king back into the deck. Player who currently possesses the crown now takes the character deck and secretly chooses 1 card. There you go. Secret. They then pass the deck to the player to their left, and they will then secretly choose a card, who also secretly chooses a card and passes the remaining cards to the left, etc., etc., etc. This process continues until each player has chosen 1 card from the character deck. After the last player has chosen the single remaining chosen card is placed down in the center of the table. Once all players have chosen a character card, the player who has the crown now calls out the name of each character, 1 at a time, in the order of numerical rank. In this way, they first call out the assassin because they're number 1, the thief is number 2, the magician is number 3, etc., etc., etc. If no player reveals that card when called, simply call the next character in rank order. When the name of your character is called, you must reveal your character. Place them face up in front of you, like so, and take your turn. When your turn is over, the player with the crown calls out the next name on the list. In this manner, play proceeds to every character in order of their rank number, giving all players 1 turn to play unless they were murdered by the assassin. On your turn, you must first take an action, after which you may start to build a card. You may choose to take two actions, one of two actions. You can either take 2 gold from the bank or draw 2 cards from the building deck, but you can't do both. So if I chose to draw the cards, I couldn't take that gold. But if I decided on the gold, that would also be it for one of my actions. After you have taken an action, you may build 1 district card in your city. To do so, all you need to do is just pay the gold cost, and it's listed right here. So it costs me 3 gold to build this building, and then I place it face up in front of me. And I'm going to place it right here so you guys can all see it for now. But when I play the game, it'll be off camera. You may choose not to build a district card if you wish. That is always optional. The gold cost of building a district card is equal to the number printed on the upper left corner. And I showed you where that was previously, but right there. You may not build a district such that you have 2 identical districts. So I built that monastery, I can't build another monastery. So no 2 monasteries, no 2 castles, no 2 markets, etc., etc., etc. Now each character has a special ability that they can activate when they're being called out. You may use that character's power once during your turn. Each character's special power is summarized on its representative card. Like this card, like it's all down here. And explained in detail at the end of your rule book, and I'll talk about it at the end once I get to the end of this video as well. Be sure to familiarize yourself with the detailed powers before playing your first game. Just kind of do a quick review and you should be fine. After all the characters have been called, each player returns their character card to the character deck, which is shuffled, and a brand new round begins. So we would return our characters back to the character deck, shuffle it up, remove 1, and then we just start anew. When a player builds their 7th district, the game ends. After the current round is completed, use the scoring process to determine how many points each player receives. A player receives several points equal to the total combined gold cost of all district cards in their city. So that's more than just the cost. If a player has at least 1 district of each color, and there are 5 colors in total, they receive 3 points. If a player was the first player to build 7 districts, they receive 4 points. All other players who manage to build 7 districts at the end of the game receive 2 points. The winner of the game is the player with the most points. In the case of a tie, compare the total points received only from step 1. If there is even still a tie, the player with the most gold wins. Here's a little quick note. Players may build more than 7 districts in their city if they have the means to do so. Okay, and as I promised, I'll run through the abilities of each character that's in the character deck. So the assassin can call out a name, and that card can no longer be used in the game until the round is over. Then you can use it. The thief calls out a character and can steal from that character when they are revealed. And the same thing with the assassin. When it's revealed, that's what happened. The magician allows you to exchange any number of cards with another player, or return cards to the discard cards and draw the cards of the same number that was discarded. The king gives you bonus points for every yellow royal district card in your city, but he also gives you that first player token. The bishop gives you a gold bonus for any holy cards, like this monastery right here, but he also protects those holy cards from being destroyed by the warlord and the diplomat. This does have an expansion in it, but we're only focusing on the base game, so don't worry. The merchant gives you bonus for green cards in your city. After you take an action, you receive an extra gold. The architect allows you to draw 2 extra cards and put both of them in your hand. So it doesn't matter if you chose to draw cards from the building deck or not. The architect allows you to do that. And you may build 3 district cards as well. Traditionally, you only build 1. And finally, the warlord. You receive 1 gold for each military red district cards in your city. You may pay to destroy 1 district of your choice. And that's the power of each one, and that's that. And that's all you need to know to play Citadels. If you have any questions about this game, please put them in the comments below, and I'll get to them as soon as I possibly can. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell to be notified for videos just like this one. And if you really enjoyed the channel as a whole, consider becoming a Patreon supporter on our Patreon page. We do offer for our 1 tier in our Patreon page, we do offer bonuses for voting. And we are going to bring back the polls to Patreon every time we have a new poll for what new game you would like to see me make a how to play video on. So please check that out at your own, pace. And be on the lookout for our gameplay video on Citadels. But until then, thanks for the views.